Hey, Grand Rising, everybody. Good day to you. Guys, do me a favor as you jump on wherever you're viewing this from and whenever you're viewing this from, drop your location, whether it's your city or state or your country of origin. Let us know you guys are tuning in from. This is the Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier. Yes, it has been a minute since we've come on live. As I stated before, in the beginning of the year, that we were only going to go live and get on here when it's actually beneficial to us. But there's something on my mind that I want to share with you guys and just talk about. There's been a little bit of a disruption. Maybe people are actually starting to see the light. I don't know. But when I get on social media, guys, and I'm gonna jump right into this, guy. When I get on social media, I see things. I see what people say. I read what people say. And I look at people's videos, and this is going to be something that's going to be directed to people who are out here hustling, all right, who are actually murking up the water. They're muddying up the water for business owners, and you're out here hustling. Now, I can't tell people what to do or how to get their money. I can't tell you how to act, how you're supposed to, treat people or respond. I can't do all of that because all that's your business. All that's, that's your responsibility. But I want to talk about a topic that I've been talking about since I've been a business owner over the last 11 years, since I've actually understood and learned what business ownership was. And I got this question I put on our YouTube. So guys, if you're going to be following us, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell to be notified on our YouTube, all of our social medias. You can find us at The Blanks Spot. I see a lot of people leaving TikTok. I see a lot of content creators leaving TikTok, or I see a lot of content creators complaining about TikTok. Y'all going to catch on in a minute. What I noticed over the past couple of years, especially when we first got involved with social media for our business, what I noticed is that there are a lot of people who twist words and twist meanings to mean what it is that they wanted to mean. There's a lot of hustlers out there. Nothing wrong with that. You want to hustle? That's cool. But I want you to sit back and ask yourself, what is the true definition of a hustler? All right. A lot of people try to make things light. They try to make it to, like I said, to fit what they mean it to be. But I'm gonna tell you what I think a hustler is, what I look at when I hear people say hustler, and then I'm gonna read a definition from Google that I grabbed, and then you guys can go ahead and get your own definition or understanding what a hustler is. Now, first of all, I want to tell you something, man. The word hustler has not always been a good word. It's not always been a good word. The word hustler was always associated with pimps and hoes. It was associated with street people. It was associated with negative stuff. And then as time went on, people got into sports, people got into business, people started saying things like hustle up. Or I'm going to hustle my best. All right. Stuff like that. So, but I'm going to read to you a couple of definitions of what hustler, of what they say hustler is and what people are trying to do. And then I'm going to share with you what I think hustler is and all that good stuff. Anyway, so the meaning of hustler, y'all probably saying, where's this guy going? Just rock with me. The meaning of hustler, someone who hustles. You're never supposed to use the word that you're defining in that sentence. That's elementary English, all right? But that's what the dictionary says. Works hard to make money or be successful. A lot of times it also means you're doing something clever, or, and it goes on to say maybe a little bit, under the table. But that's the part that when I hear people on social media talking about they hustle, they doing what they need to do to make money. Now here's a more clear definition of the word hustler. In slang terms, to hustle means or refers to someone who aggressively and resourcefully pursues money or success, often through unconventional, unscrupulous, or illicit means, like a con artist or a pimp, but can also mean an enterprising person, like a gig, or be a shrewd gambler. I'm reading this. I'm reading this because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of hustlers. It's a lot of hustlers leaving TikTok. It's a lot of people who said that they was business owners. They leaving TikTok. Everybody grew up in different places. I'm from the South. I grew up in a town, in a city called Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is in Louisiana, if you don't know that. Okay. People from the South move differently from people in the North. But once you start having a conversation, start communicating, there's going to be different words and different meanings for different things. The word hustle has never been a good word. I didn't grow up in the streets, but I became a part of the streets. The word hustle was never a good word. And a lot of people, we tend to try to make things fit us to make us feel better. Oh, I'm a hustler. In every rap song, in every rap lyric that talks about hustling, they're not just talking about getting money. They're talking about doing something illegal. They're talking about doing something that's pushing the limits. Very few people, when they talk about hustling, they talk about it in a good sense. So now, after years of talking about it, and we experienced this too. We were on TikTok. And we still here. We were on TikTok so we can actually share our business. We want to use TikTok as an ocean, another source, a resource to fish so we can actually share our products. Didn't quite turn out like we thought it was going to turn out. We grew a huge TikTok following. However, we started to attract people who were not interested in what we had to sell or even had to say. Because like any other social media platform, it's set up for a reason. TikTok was set up so people can actually make fast money. That's why TikTok was set up. I'm reading the comment. It says, I choose not to use hustle when it pertains to my business. No judgment for those who do. I ain't judging either. And I'm with you. I don't hustle. I have a hard working mentality. When it comes to business, it's not a hustle. It's a business. I'm gonna get to that though. I like that. I'm gonna get to that. TikTok was created for hustlers. TikTok was created for lazy, sitting on a behind people who didn't want to go and start a website, who didn't want to go and start a legitimate business. They didn't want to actually do anything by the book or by the numbers. That's why TikTok was created. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here in a minute. But I mean, most of y'all ain't following us anyway. Most of y'all just watching. So let's go ahead and get to it. So Pandora, Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on out of Starksville. Rhonda, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and talk about this, right? TikTok was created for lazy people, people who wanted to make money real fast. And if they had a business before they started TikTok, maybe they had a website, maybe they had customers that they were actually working with and getting money with. They use TikTok. A lot of hustlers use TikTok to try to create another stream of money. I didn't say stream of revenue. Revenue is business. It's business income. All right. I didn't say that. They use their hustle mentality and their hustle attitude to make more money. That's what TikTok I'm sorry, y'all. I think I'm back. So, anyway, it just came back up. Yeah, and then you by the front desk, it's gonna tell them that we're at the front desk too, but it don't matter. I know it's well, yeah. I can't control the internet, you know. But yeah, I think it's back up. So y'all on Facebook and YouTube, holler if you hear me. If you hear me on Facebook and YouTube, holler. Let me know if I'm back up. All right. Matter of fact, babe, go to Facebook and see if you see me. I'm at to start this live over, but it don't matter. I can edit. I can always edit. So, can a hustler be a successful business owner? That's the real question. Can a hustler be a successful business owner? And I got my opinions. I do my research, but the answer is no. A hustler cannot be a successful business owner. If you use the definition that this definition is, somebody who's trying to get money through unconventional, unscrupulous ways, a hustler is not a business owner. A business owner can hustle up and be active and be present and do hard work. But I'm saying all that to say this, man. I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok who claim to be business owners, and you can call it judging if you want to. Whoever watch this, I really don't care. But I watch. I may not say a lot of stuff, but I watch. And I see a lot of people on social media who claim to be business owners. People you follow. People I watch, but people you follow. They always doing something different. Whatever trend comes in, that's what they're doing. If they doing basket weaving, they're gonna show you how to do basket weaving, because you as a crafter, you built like that. That's how you built. So they're gonna hustle your money right out of you. If they're making vending machines, you're gonna be making vending machines too. They're gonna hustle you. That's what a hustler is. A hustler finds ways to take your money. I can't help that it's delayed. Thanks for letting me know, but I can't help that the internet here sucks, man. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in the worst state probably in the union, but anyway, a hustler is gonna find any way to make money. And then, like I said before, TikTok created an opportunity for more people to come on and hustle, to be lazy, to not create platforms. Matter of fact, there's even people who had websites before they joined TikTok Shop, and they canceled their websites because the idiots started making money. And I say that word loosely. I use it loosely because you cannot be smart if you have your own brand, you have your own platform, you have your own business. Cancel your website. You may not be making a lot of money on, but you cancel your website and you go full on the TikTok Shop with a company that has full control of your products and your services. The people that you sell to on TikTok Shop or any marketplace platform, they are not your customers. Those customers belong to the person that owns the marketplace. But the hustler that's making money, all they see is zeros. All they see is dollar signs. That's all they see. All they see is money being made. I'd love to call out a couple of hustlers, but you know what? They're going to call themselves out because they're going to keep on getting on TikTok. Now they're content creators. See, there were business owners that was creating content for their business. Now they're content creators because they got to keep money coming in. And they're telling their sad stories. I don't know if y'all understand this or not, but the way human nature is, the way psychology is, people feed in to sob stories. Y'all thought y'all was shopping with Walmart because they got such great products? No. Walmart appealed to your pocket. Walmart appealed to your sense of cheapness. Not everybody's cheap, but that's what Walmart appealed to. If you put Target right beside Walmart, it could be the same or similar product. People who on the higher end go shop at Target. People that on the lower end gonna shop at Walmart. It's cheaper. That's just how it is. They appeal to your sense of cheapness. They appeal to your pocketbook. They appeal to your budget. The fact that you want to save money. You can go to Walmart and buy the same shirt 3 times before you realize that you got to buy a higher quality shirt. But they got 3 things out of you. They got three payments out of you. Back to the hustler. Can a hustler be a successful business owner? Anybody want to weigh in? Do y'all think a hustler can be a successful business owner? I don't think so. Because see, in order to be a successful business owner, changing from a hustler, and this is a lot of people I'm talking to. You're in an environment where you've been on the streets, you grew up in the streets, or you know somebody that was on the streets, and you have an idea to make money, and you want to legitimize yourself. You cannot take that same hustle mentality. Depends on the mindset of the person. You cannot take the same hustle mindset and mentality to business ownership and try to run that business. You can't do that. You have to change. You have to change the people that are around you. You have to change the people who you follow, and you got to change your actions. But most hustlers don't want to do that. All hustlers want to do is flip. There was a video that I watched, and I actually shared it in a live a while back about a gentleman talking about small business owners. Small business owners today look at a business as flipping product. That's right. I appreciate you saying that. That explains it even easier. Hustle is a short game. It's a short game, not just gains. It's a short game. But you're right, it's short gains. Flipping. I buy something for 100, I want to make 200. That's a flip. But business don't work like that, especially in the retail. You're lucky to get 25 to 35% gross profit. If you walk away with 5 to 10% net profit, you're in good shape. You can build a business off of that. But the problem is, somebody told a hustler that they can be a business owner with the same mindset and the same mentality. You know who told them? Companies like TikTok Shop, companies like Amazon Marketplace, companies like Walmart Marketplace, any marketplace that allows you to sell without any responsibility, pretty much, without accepting any responsibility. It tells you that, hey, you don't have to build a business. I can show you how to make money fast. That's what it tells you. Because that's what people want to hear. People don't want to hear, well, you know what? You were taught to go to school, to make good grades, to get a good job, and to play the long game. But since that ain't working for you, I'm not going to tell you that you got to start a business and play the long game. I'm going to show you how to make money fast. I'm going to show you how to make 6 figures. I'm going to show you how to make 7 figures. I'm going to show you how to do this. But the hustler misses out on something. They miss out on the financial education. See, it was a whole bunch of hustlers back in 2025. They about to feel it. They about to feel it. They're about to get the ooh-wee. Y'all know what the ooh-wee is? Somebody just posted something on, once again, I'm always reading social media. Somebody posted something about digital content. They said something about, and this is to y'all crafters, anybody who designs and creates custom stuff. They said custom designs are not scalable, but digital content is. And that couldn't be a truer statement. Custom designs are not scalable. You can't scale and grow a business just doing custom designs. It takes too long. Or personal designs, it takes too long. But if you were to sell digital content or create content as a content creator, that's scalable, right? But what are the 2 things that digital content creators, or digital creators, digital, help me out, babe. Digital products. People who create digital products and content creators, what do they have in common? What's the one thing that they have in common? Because I'm gonna tell you about the pros and the cons of a hustler and being, because a lot of hustlers are creating digital content, creating digital products, and they're content creators. The upside is little to no overhead. That means you ain't got to come out of pocket for a lot of money. Right? You create digital content, you don't have to spend a lot of money. There's a little time involved, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. Same thing with content creation. You can do content creation on your phone. You get a decent enough phone, you can create content creation. Do content creation. It's low overhead. Maybe you create a website, maybe you don't. Maybe you create a web page, but it's low overhead. Little to none. That's the pros of it. But a lot of people don't realize, but they're gonna realize at tax time that a lot of those same pros are cons. Because the downfall or the downside to content creation and people who create digital products is that there's little to no overhead. So if you were very successful in creating content and you're going to get that 1099 from these social media platforms, you're going to have a lot of taxes to pay. Why? Because you ain't got no write-offs. The same thing with creating digital content. The person that's convinced you that digital content is the way to go and that's the only stream or only source of revenue that you have, you're going to have a lot of tax liability. Now, you're probably saying, what does it mean by tax liability? You're going to owe a lot of taxes. Duh. Oh, but they ain't teach you that on Hustle Lane, though, did it? They ain't teach you that on Hustle Street. They didn't teach you that when you started creating content. When you went on YouTube to create that YouTube page, to build that YouTube subscriber list, or when you went on Facebook to try to go viral, or Instagram or TikTok, or whoever's paying you out there, they didn't tell you how to run a business. You hustle good. You're a great hustler. Whether you was flipping green or something harder than that, you can go out on the street and you can sell water to a well. But because you didn't have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, you're struggling. You went out there and you got in debt with some equipment. You went out there and you got in debt with some property. You went out there and you got in debt and you didn't understand how business worked. You didn't surround yourself with people who understood how business worked. You didn't pick up a book, Business for Dummies. You didn't understand that there was tax implications. You didn't do none of that. All you was focused on was getting the bag. Now that you got the bag in 2025, but don't have anything to show for it, now it's time to pay the piper in 2026. Uncle Sugar want his money. But you're a good hustler. It's not just mindset, it's about education. Hey, I ain't got nothing else to do but keep it real, man. I'm getting old. I'm dying every day. At least you appreciate it. Back at you. Everybody ain't gonna appreciate it. That's why our business is moving, but it's not moving as fast as you see a lot of other people's businesses moving. Because I bet you a fat man to a funky nickel, somebody gonna come through in February. They're gonna brag about how much money they made in February, and then you're gonna see them doing something different in March. Or in June, they're gonna fizzle out. But we building a business. Solid foundation, which means we had to dig out the ground to make sure it was solid. Then we had to pour a foundation. And then we had to start building the frame. Folks don't want to hear that, man. That's why ain't nobody on here right now. Between Facebook, and I'm gonna keep on saying this, between Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, we got over 130,000 followers, or people who say they follow us. But guess what? They ain't on here. You know why? Because I ain't got my thumb in my ear. I ain't hanging from the rafter, or I'm not sitting here telling you how to hustle to flip money fast. And that's going to be and continue to be people's downfall, who believe that they can be a business owner and a hustler at the same time. You can't do it. You're going to have to choose one life or the other. You're going to have to choose one life or the other. We've been doing this thing since 2015. The first thing we learned was from a network marketing company that we're still collaborated with was personal and business finances. That's the first thing we learned. We learned the tax implications. We learned how to lower our taxes. We learned how to correctly fill out our W-4s when we had jobs. We learned how to take all that money, put it back in our household, and shift that income back into another business. We learned cash, asset, cash. And we took that same concept and we started other businesses. We took some cash and we started building assets. We took some cash and we purchased some assets that was going to produce more cash. But see, y'all young cats, y'all so-called, some of y'all call yourselves YNs, some of y'all generation Z's and whatever y'all call yourself. Y'all know everything. Y'all know everything. What y'all don't know is that every time you do it wrong, you got to start over again or you're going to give up. Y'all see this on my shirt? Y'all see what this says? Y'all see what this says? Don't worry about the white writing. See the first part right here, the big part? It says faith. There's a very popular scripture that even hustlers like to use in the Bible. Faith without works is dead. James 2:18. Faith without works is dead. I'm not going to even call you out of your name because that'll be an insult to the person who actually claims that. But work without faith is impossible. And faith without work is impossible. So now you got the hustlers who's struggling talking about they got faith. Faith in what? That you're going to continue to hustle? Come on, man. Listen, I wish I could sit down at the round table, a virtual round table, and talk to these strong-minded, strong-willed, so-called business owners that think they understand what business is. I'm not saying I know everything. And I hear when people talk about, hey, gatekeeping and share information and yada, 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 and all that other foolishness. But what I found out is that it ain't about keeping the gate. It's about, even if you open it up, certain people still ain't going to come in because you know everything. If you currently struggling right now in your business, ask yourself, are you building a business? Or are you building a hustle? See, the numbers go down when you're not talking about what people want to talk about. But it don't matter because I got enough content to go back and add this again. I got enough content to go back and say, hey, you know what? This is what I want to talk about. See, I'm not coming on here. I'm coming on here right now just to empty out my gut. I'm just passing my bowels. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting it out of my system so I can go back along my day and run my business. But we created a business building membership that a lot of those people who was in business on these platforms doing what we're doing before us need to attend, but they're too proud. They too proud to attend. We got multiple streams of revenue, multiple sources of money coming in from different things that we're doing, and we can share that with people, but they don't want that. You know why? Because they got to work. See, all the hustler got to do is come up with some money. All they got to do is scheme or scam on some money, go find something, buy it for the low, sell it for the high, and they got some change. You're going to see it at tax time. You're going to see it in a couple of days. You're going to see it in a couple of days. People are going to be talking about how they can use their money to flip and start a business. And matter of fact, the vultures are going to be out. The current hustlers right now know that they trying to hold on until y'all start getting them tax refunds. Which ain't going to be a lot of people this year. But they're trying to hold on. And they're trying to sell you something that listen what I'm going to tell you. They're trying to sell you something that they can use to make money. You hear that, baby? They're trying to sell you something that they can use to make money off of you. That's how hustlers work, man. See, you can't get everything by yourself. Everybody needs some type of guidance, some type of starting point, some type of starting line. But see, the hustler don't want to invest in themselves. Some of y'all out there watching and commenting and hustling and don't even know it. You don't have to learn everything before you get started, but you have to be willing to learn what you need to keep going. Oh, that's a bar. And the young folks say that's a bar. I say that one again. You don't have to learn everything you need to know to get started, but you have to be willing to learn what you need to know to keep going. And that's where most hustlers fall. Whether you from up north on the East Coast, whether you from the Midwest, whether you from the Deep South, or whether you from far out west, it don't matter. You got to be teachable. You got to be teachable. But most people will not accept the help that you're offering. They only want to accept the help that they want. So we created a business membership, man. On every Tuesday we sit down and we have a conversation about business, some type of topic. We don't flood social media with it, because let's just be honest, everybody's not deserving of your information. Everybody ain't deserving of what you got to give. As a matter of fact, everybody ain't gonna receive what you say. You got to know that. But we created a membership, man, an affordable membership, $26 a month. You come in, you sit down on a Zoom platform, and we talk about business. We talked about probably about 10, 12 different topics since we started back in December of last year. And I'm excited, man, because I come on live to meet new people. But I come on live to also show other people that we are in business. Because see, I cannot count on, there's nothing against our current customers, but I can't count on our current customers to share our business with new customers. I can't count on it. We can't count on it. We're not a Walmart. We're not a famous or popular printing company. We're not a famous or popular company that makes machines. We're not gonna have people on our YouTube, not just yet anyway, on their YouTube channel using our paper or using our ink. We ain't gonna have that, or using our t-shirts. We're not gonna have that. It's gonna be far in between. So I come on here so I can meet new people, so new people can be exposed to our platform. I'm never gonna come on here and talk about what everybody want to hear. It won't happen. Tony, I just sent you the link. So the times for the classes, every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a live Zoom webinar. However, if you purchase the membership, and that's the only way that you can actually get involved, purchase the membership, there are replays. There's downloads, there's replays, all types of stuff. One-on-ones with us, all that stuff. For $26 a month, you can't beat that. I know somebody out there right now that I know for a freaking fact that doesn't know what we know, but they charging like 10 times that. And people are paying. You know why people are paying? Because we put value on price. And I love that. I love the fact that we put value on price, because if we didn't put value on price, people wouldn't feel like, how can I say this without, I don't care, I'm just saying, people wouldn't get scammed. If we didn't put value on price, people wouldn't get scammed. People feel like they're getting scammed because people charge them too much, but then they'll sit down for a $300-400 a month class It's crazy. Business is not hard. The hardest thing that you'll ever do as a business owner is change the way you think about money. Change the way you think about products. Change the way you think about services. You can't go into business ownership providing products and services saying, hey, well, you know, if it was me, this is what I would want to pay. It don't work like that. And that's one of the toughest things that happens when people are converting from being an employee to owning a business and operating a business. It's a lot of people out there that's struggling right now. And I'm smiling, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy because people are struggling. So before somebody says, hey, you know, he getting off on it. No, I'm not. Hey, John, thanks for jumping on, man. Hey, just do me a favor, John. Email me your address. Because I got a couple of emails. I got a couple of emails on our site. I want to get your actual address, man, so we can go ahead and send your stickers. Okay. Appreciate you, bro. Send it to our info at theblankspot.com, please. Thanks. I'm not happy because people are struggling. I'm actually quite sad. Because many of those people that are struggling, they fall into a lower income class. They got families. They came from a job. They was already struggling. I'm not happy because those people not seeing success or the success that they want to see. I'm not happy because of that. Absolutely, man. Back at you. I'm actually sad because we are too bullheaded. We're too uneducated. We're too bullheaded to get the information, but we're too uneducated not to need it. It's pride, man. And pride, right before pride, you know, pride brings on destruction. This ain't the conversation that people want to have when they get on social media. They want to see somebody dancing. They want to see somebody doing some dances, and y'all want to giggle and laugh and but you broke. You struggling. You robbing Peter to pay Paul. You don't even know who Peter and Paul is. Your bills exceed your income. I did a poll the other day, John. I did a poll on Facebook the other day. And I said, hey, most people who got a job, if you got a job, you had to fill out a form. I want y'all to take these nuggets right here. This is what I'm about to give y'all. If you got a job, you had to fill out a form called a W-4. A W-4 is the form that you fill out when you tell your employer how much money to take out your check and taxes. They don't just come up with that number. You're telling them how much money to take out your check and taxes every week, every 2 weeks, or every month by what you're filling out, your personal or your financial situation. Whether you're married, whether you have kids, whether you have a business, stuff like that, right? What people don't know, what many people don't know, is when you have a business and you have a job, you can now lower the taxes on your job. Because the IRS says that if you got a 1099 that qualifies, the 1099 is nothing more than a tax code. If you got a 1099 that qualifies, you can legally lower the amount of taxes that come out of your check. Here's the problem, man. You so busy hustling till you hustling backwards. So you're a business owner and you working a full-time job, but you got your W-4 all jacked up and they taking a lot of taxes out your check. You worried about Uncle Sam and if you're going to owe the IRS, but you already owe the IRS. So I did a post and I said, hey, would you rather start a business and learn how to legally lower your taxes? Yes. Or would you rather continue to hustle, get money under the table? Yes. Or would you rather just work a job? It's always somebody. Two people say, hey, they'd rather just hustle. One person said, I'd just rather work a job. What you're telling me is you cool with struggling. And before somebody comes on here with a smart remark or smart comment and say, hey, how you know they struggling? Anytime you overpaying, you struggling. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if it's a light bill, a phone bill, a gas bill. Anytime you overpaying, you struggling. Because I don't know nobody who's just doing it because they got it. If you go out there and buy something retail, you struggling. Just because you got the money in your bank account to go buy something name brand, you pay all that money, you struggling. You know how you struggling? You're struggling because you don't understand how money works. You're struggling because you don't understand how to write it off as a business expense. You're struggling because you don't understand the game. You're struggling. You may be on paper be able to afford it, but you bought something that lost value as soon as you took it off the car lot. You bought something that lost value as soon as you took it out the store. This ain't the conversation y'all want to have. Y'all want to know how to make a shirt. Y'all want to know how to make a shirt. And we over here trying to show you how to keep the money from the shirt that you made. Isn't that ironic? That's something. That's something. It's sad. It's sad that people would rather struggle than learn how not to struggle. Ran into a young lady last year before last, when I was deeply teaching personal finance. And I say, you know, what we do is we show people how to correctly fill out their W-4, lower their taxes legally, shift that money back into their household. They can use that money for emergency funds. They can use that money to improve their lifestyle. They can use that money to pay off debt faster. They can use that money to invest. And this young lady said, I don't know what I would do. She said, I don't know what I would worry about if I didn't have anything to worry about. Basically, she was saying she didn't know what she would worry about if she was out of debt. If she could pay all of her bills, she didn't know what she was going to worry about. Ain't that some slavery? That's some 1939 bull. That took me back. That took me way back. And I'm like, man, where is your mind at when somebody's telling you that you can live a better lifestyle for yourself and your family? And you're saying, hey, well, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have to worry about nothing. Hey, you need to go on back to work then, man, because you can't be helped. See, Tony, it starts with the mind. It starts with the mind. It starts with the mind. And if it doesn't resonate in the mind, then what happens is you're doomed anyway. You also have to change your environment. Who is it that you're hanging around? You can't continue to hang around people who got disease and think that you ain't gonna be infected. Somebody gonna miss that one. You can't continue to hang around people who contagious and think you ain't gonna catch it. Nelson Cruz, I just sent the link. You got to change your mindset. You got to change the people who you hang around. You got to change the people who you allow to hang around you. And some of them people might be your family. Some of them people might be your childhood friends. Some of them folks might be your spouse. But you're ready to lose. You're ready to lose everything to keep nothing. Hey man, check this out. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a Zoom webinar. It's our Build and Grow with TBS. If you're on TikTok, you're gonna have to message me. Don't comment, because TikTok don't like to keep lives up. They don't have enough digital space, right? They don't have enough virtual space. Message me membership, and I'll tell you how you can get started. All right. Now, whether you message me membership and you get started today or next year, it don't matter to me. We're gonna keep on doing our thing. The other thing is, people want to. I told my wife, I'm gonna leave y'all with this one, right? I told my wife this morning, we was talking, because we always talking about business. We always talk about money. That's my best friend. That's my partner. That's my partner in life, man. I told my wife, I said, you know what? People want to change without changing. People want to change without doing the work. People want the good stuff without putting in the good work. I'm gonna share something with y'all, man. The word change. Imagine you go to the store and something costs $20. Or back it up. Imagine you go to the store, something costs $15. You don't have a 5 and a 10. You got a $20 bill. You give them that $20 bill. What you expecting? Anybody? You give them a $20 bill, it costs 15, you're expecting your change. People looking for scraps. And they're happy to see the change come back. But they're not looking to change. Because true change is being able to drop a $100 bill. Have good credit. Be able to write that thing off on your business expenses. That's true change. Not them couple of dollars you're looking to get back. People want to change. People want to change without the change. They want to change without changing. And you cannot force people. You can't force hustlers to stop hustling. A D boy or a D girl, they're going to hustle. They're going to get a little money and they're going to say, hey, I'm going to start something. They're going to get a building. Man, let me stop. I ain't going to stop because I don't care. They're going to get a building. They're working fine where they're at, but they're going to get a building. Because in their mind, they think they didn't change, but they ain't never changed. Because you got to hear people. You got to see people, what they doing. I know 50-year-old people like me who'd have been sent up, came back down, talking about they serious, they doing business, but they still hustling. You ain't looking to change. You looking for the hustle. And I don't want to be around you. It ain't judgy. I just know that it's contagious. It ain't possible, Pandora. It's contagious. See, one or two things gonna happen in life, especially on this social media stupid platforms. These some dumb platforms because people do dumb things, but they're making money. They don't know how to keep it. A couple things gonna happen. You either gonna influence somebody, or you gonna allow somebody to be influenced. Gonna allow somebody to influence you. I said that was the last day, man. I just keep on thinking of silly stuff in my mind. It's just like crafters. When you first started crafting, you started crafting probably because you saw somebody crafting. It's not a play on words. You saw somebody go from start to finish, showing you the complete process. You started crafting. And then you said, hey, you know what? I want to start a business. I want to start making some money from this crafting. And you know what you did? You emulated. You duplicated the same thing the person that you saw do. And you showed the complete process. You were influenced by that person. That's not what you should be doing as a crafter. If you're selling completed products, the customer don't need to see how you're making the product. You think Walmart is selling? You think Walmart is sharing how they purchase from overseas? You think these big companies are showing you in the factories how their stuff getting made? I'm asking. It don't gotta make sense. We too busy running around here talking about gatekeeper. That's the dumbest crap I ever heard. If you can stay up late at night and study for a freaking college exam to get a piece of paper that's going not be worth, it's going to depreciate. It's not going to be worth nothing by the time you finish. Why you can't stay up late at night looking for vendors? Buying samples. I'm just saying. You don't got to agree with me. It's somebody on here right now that I just changed your mind about gatekeeping. Why you can't just share? Why you can't just share? It's a business. My business model is not to share. We've implemented giving business classes. We share inside the business classes. It's a paid opportunity, but it's not our business model. I don't know anybody who's sitting on YouTube right now. I don't know nobody who's sitting on YouTube right now, creating a YouTube channel with no expectations or hopes that they're going to grow a platform by sharing free information. They may look like they're sharing free information, but what they're looking for you to do is subscribe so they can be monetized, so they can get paid for it. It's getting paid a different way. Don't get it twisted, man. The way we're thinking about stuff is not how it really works. Now, you do what you want to with your information. You do what you want with your knowledge. But you're going to pay for the experience one way or the other. You're going to pay for somebody's experience and somebody's time, or you're going to actually pay for an experience that you didn't pay for because you didn't invest in yourself. You was feeling a little selfish? Nah, keep the gate. Keep the gate. It ain't their business. Somebody commented the other day about one of our printers. I'm over here sitting there selling transfers, and they asked me about a printer. Man, if you don't get somewhere, go to my website. Today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Go buy some cheap sublimation transfers. Go to my website and look what we got to offer. That's what you do. Get out my face with asking somebody for something all the time. We're the most beggingest people that I've ever seen in this country. We have unrealistic expectations, and we want people to do stuff for us. Let me get some of that money off. You went to work, right? Let me get some money for nothing. Now I'm foolish, right? I'm not making any sense because I'm asking for your hard-earned money for nothing. What's the difference from a small business owner? There ain't no difference. There's no difference, but we don't see it like that. If Walmart, Amazon, if Target, if Best Buy, if Lowe's, if Home Depot, if they were to sit right here on these platforms, and they won't, would you be asking them for free information? It's the audacity for me. So what I want y'all to do, if you're on TikTok, go to the link in the description. Check out what we have, man. Go ahead, let's get it started. Won't support, but have the audacity to ask me to teach. And check this out. I don't even want you to support me. Watch this. Not like that. Let's break that down for a minute. The cell phone right now is sitting on a tripod. If it had 2 legs, it wouldn't be able to balance itself. So it needs 3. That's support. Something holding it up. So I need you guys to go and check out my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Get off of TikTok, man. Get off of TikTok. Come on over to YouTube. Come over to Facebook. The Blank Spot. TheBlankSpot. But if you want to do some business, go to the website. That ain't support. That's a transaction. Do you support the grocery store when you go make grocery or purchase groceries? Oh, I'm a little hungry. My refrigerator's a little empty. Oh, time to go support Kroger. I'm telling you, man, it's shifting the way that we think. Hey, I need some gas. Time to go support Exxon. Yeah, we got sublimation. Matter of fact, we got a sale on sublimation transfers today. $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Hit me up in the messenger. And I'll see the link. Oh, I got sick. Time to go to the doctor and support the doctor. You feel me? It's a transaction. It's a transaction, man. We gotta shift the way that we think. The way you support a small business owner, is if you like what they're saying on their social media platform, share it. If you like some of the products that you bought from them, share it. That's how you support. Primal Graphics, that's it. I appreciate you. What's the turnaround time for all over shirts? Send me a message and I'll send you the link where you can read. Send me a message and I'll send you the link because it's a different website. I'll be more than happy to let you know. All right. That's support, man. But what we say support is ain't support. And we don't like that. Because we keep on saying, thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. And then when people stop buying from you, why won't they support me? My TikTok shop got shut down. Ain't nobody going to your website. I don't know why I see the name look familiar. But yeah. I got you. But that's the one thing we got to start thinking about. So I've ranted and raved for enough. All right. 2 things I want to leave y'all with. 3 things actually. Shift your mindset, and you can shift your income. All right. That's to include watching the people that you hang around and watching the people who you can hang around, who hang around you. All right. So shift your mindset, and you can shift your income, and just change your circle. The other thing is, it's $2 Sublimation Tuesday. We got $2 sublimation transfers. You order a minimum of 10, put them in your shopping cart. If you want the link, all you got to do is message me, and I'll send you the link so you can shop and get some amazing sublimation transfers. Okay? Do I need to follow in order to message? Nah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'll see the message. I'm going to check after this. And the last thing is, if you want to build a successful business, you have to have systems and strategies in place to do so. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., we host a Zoom webinar. It is a membership. All right. You have to go to our website, theblanksspot.com. That's TheBlanksspot.com. Select TBS Academy, and you'll see where it says courses. You're going to click on the business membership, and that's it. It's too easy. Or you can come back the next time I decide to come and entertain you and tell me about how you're struggling, because I find it very entertaining. Because now the content creation is, oh, woe is me. It don't have to be woe is you. It don't have to. It don't have to be woe is me. All you got to do is stop hustling. All you got to do is stop hustling and start doing the work. That's it. Primal, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm surprised they're letting you put that stuff on there. TikTok been kind today. Wayne King, I just dropped it, all right? So, man, listen, I got to go. We got some work to do. I might go live again and let y'all see us on the other side of this wall. But I appreciate y'all for jumping on. Make sure you like, follow, share, hit that bell to be notified on the YouTube. It is The Blanks Spot. I only come on TikTok just to stir some things up, but we ain't really got nothing to say too much to TikTok, man. Not the people, but, come on over to the other side, man. Y'all going to see some changes, and y'all going to see what's going on. So we've already predicted it in 2023, 2024. We predicted it. So it's going to be some things. But anyway, like I always say, man, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. We'll see each and everybody at the top, because it's entirely too many people struggling unnecessarily at the bottom. Peace.